Welcome to episode 1 of my Twisted League progress series. When I started the account, it was the Sunday after the release, so I'm already 3 or 4 days behind. I think I already saw that Wooks has soloed a raid, and I am just leaving the tutorial now. For those of you who don't know what Twisted League is, it's kind of like an area locked Iron Man on Zaya, so you're locked on the continent. It's 5 times base experience, and you're kind of forced to do a bunch of tasks, and with these tasks you get points, and with the points you can unlock relics. So the relics themselves will then give you special abilities, such as the initial relic I take is an endurance relic, which you'll never run out of your run energy, so you'll just stay at 100 the whole time, as well as you will then get 1 health point regeneration every 15 seconds as opposed to a minute. And once you pick your first relic, you then have to get a certain amount of points to unlock your next one. So after selecting the endurance relic, the next relic will unlock at 400 league points. As I mentioned, you have to do different tasks such as get certain level milestones and other objectives as well. And that will then allow you to unlock future relics, which will help progress your account further. I haven't really planned out too much. I did watch a few videos on some early game metas for this, but I don't really think I'm going to focus too much on that, as I won't be playing it very competitively, as I just don't have the time for it. But I'm going to go with the Slayer and Combat route, just with all my relic unlocks, just so I can try and progress as far as possible with the highest combat level. But anyways, let's go ahead and hop into this. If you do have any other questions regarding the Twisted Leagues, I'll just leave a link to the blog post on the RuneScape website, and you can kind of go there and just check it out. Like many I've seen before me, I'm going to go ahead and start off by just thieving up to level 5, and then I'm going to grab some cakes, and then once I grab some cakes, I should be able to head over and start training combat. And our first milestone level there is level 20 thieving, and that is our very first league task completed, so I'll go ahead and claim the points there. 10 points in, 390 to go until our next relic. Let's move on, and I'm going to go kill some chickens now and just get my attack, strength, and defense up to maybe 20 as well. One advantage of starting a couple days after is that all of the early game content that was flooded in the first day is now pretty open, so I think I won't have any problem getting these early levels. I'm getting some Season 1 vibes of Deadman mode. I remember when that came out, it had a lot of hype and everybody was playing it regardless of if you were a PK or anything. So this mode kind of has that feel to it as well. I think a lot of people are just trying it out just because it seems like a fun, different kind of game mode to play, as well as the 5-time experience you can't really complain about, as everybody just loves gaining that experience. Well, I think I jinxed it. It got a lot more crowded here, so I'm going to move on to something else other than chickens. Took a little bit of a sidetrack, decided to start the Client of Karen quest, so I'm going to go ahead and try and knock this out and get some favor, and then I am on my way to the Shazian area now. Alright, and there is the Client of Karen quest completed. I'm going to go ahead and use the favor on Piscarilius, and then for the lamps I'm going to use it on smithing, so I don't need to worry about smithing anything there at the beginning. And then this one I'm going to use it on Herblore. And there we go, level 15 smithing and herblore. I'm going to head over to mining, and I'm going to try and get up to level 15 mining for iron. And there's level 15 mining. I'm going to go ahead and move over to iron, get a couple inventories of that, and then I'll smelt that and we'll see where we get smithing wise. Alright, that is the second inventory. That is level 28 mining. I think I have to go all the way up to Lovakenge. I don't know where else there's a furnace, so I'll head over there, and then there are some anvils there as well. And then I will get to smithing. So all of that mining and smithing got me an iron scimitar, iron square shield, and iron full helm. I am currently looking at level 24 smithing. I'm going to head to rock crabs and then try and think of a plan from there. Okay, so over at rock crabs, I ended up getting to my base 20 melee stats. So I'm just going to go ahead and claim the points I haven't claimed since that very first task I did. And that's going to put me 320 points for the next relic. I'm going to stay here for a little bit longer, try and get this maybe 30 and 30. And then I think I'm going to go work on some skilling so I can get closer to my next relic, and then I'll start Slayer once I do that. Well, that took all of about 20 minutes to get level 30 attack and strength, so I will stop there for now. I'm going to go ahead and work on skill so I can get close to my next relic, because the next relic will allow me to start Slayer. I'm sure a lot of people could have guessed what skill I was going to head to next, but there is level 40 fire making. I'm going to go ahead and claim the points here. I'm going to get 80 points from this, so level 40 fire making. I don't remember what my other task was that I got, but there we go. We are now 160 league points in. Quickly following up 40 fire making with level 40 woodcutting. Claim this, and that'll give me an extra 50 points. I decided to head back to thieving, but I needed 15% Hosidius favor to steal from the fruit stalls here in Karen, so I now have 15 Hosidius favor. I did get level 13 farming and crafting as well, so that's pretty good to start from, but I'm going to head over to the fruit stalls and grind my thieving all the way up to level 40. This game mode is so enjoyable. The XP rates are just so high right now. That's level 40 thieving. That's going to be, I think, another 50 league points. I'm going to go ahead and claim these points now, and now we have 130 points until our next relic, so we are closing in on that next one. I decided that fishing was going to be my next move, so I had to do the Queen of Thieves quest. This unlocks a fishing shop down here in the sewers that sells feathers. Other than chickens, I think this might be one of the only places that has feathers, so I can do some fly fishing. But before I do that, unfortunately I have to go and catch some shrimp and anchovies up to level 20. It shouldn't take too long, but it really is just kind of annoying. And here's my first maze random of Twisted League. Hopefully I can get some good items. Anything would really do at this point in the game. And 5 nature runes, coal, and 88 steel arrows. Not the best, but the coal's useful, and then the nature runes, I guess, even with a small amount, it'll still be useful sometime down the road. Looks like level 40 stats are the name of the game on this episode. There is level 40 cooking. We'll follow it up with 40 fishing very shortly. And that's it. That's level 40 fishing there. I'm going to go ahead and claim these points, and this will actually unlock me to my second relic. I'm quickly going to go over the 3 relics that are possible at this point. The hardcore harvester one. It actually is pretty good. It gives you 3 times the normal resources from mining, fishing, wood cutting, and things like that. But because I'm not really going down the skilling route, I don't really need it. The arcane courier is also pretty good, as it just takes all of your resources back to the bank for you, so you can literally just stand at a fishing spot forever. But I'm going to go ahead and do unnatural selection, so I can choose all of my Slayer tasks, so I don't have to worry about needing to waste points for blocks. And then also the farming contracts are good, but I don't really think I'll be doing too many of those. But there we go. That is the second relic unlocked. We now have 770 league points until our next relic. That one's going to take a little bit longer than the first relic did here. Prior to starting my Slayer grind, I need to get 20% favor in Shazian because it opens up the weapon and armor shop, and that's going to sell some better weapons and just a little bit better armor than I already have. So let me go ahead and run over to that shop and see what I can buy. 1,300 coins later, and there's a Myth Sim, Iron Legs, and an Anti-Dragon Shield. I don't think the shield's very good. I think the Iron Shield might be just as good. But anyways, this is my starting gear that I'm going to go and grab my first Slayer task in. I'm going to have to start working on teleport soon. The run here is going to be really annoying if I keep doing a lot of Slayer tasks, so I'm either going to have to get my magic up for a teleport or find the talisman so I can start teleporting around a little bit faster. But here we go. With the unnatural selection, you can now choose your Slayer task, and at my low level, I can choose between cows, hill giants, and sand crabs. The sand crabs won't hurt me, so I'm going to stick with them. They'll get my stats up a little bit higher, and then we can move on to hill giants to work on prayer. The sand crabs are a little busy, but there is level 40 strength. Let's continue. I'm going to go ahead and switch over to attack to get that up to level 40. So there's 31 attack, and with this last kill here, that'll finish up my very first Slayer task. Like I mentioned, it is a long run back to Konar, so I have to really think if I want to run back there now or if I want to see if I can work on maybe teleports and things like that. So let me just kind of give it some thought, and then I'll chime back in. I decided that before going back to Slayer that getting teleportation around this area will be most beneficial, just so I don't have to keep running back and forth all the way up to Konar, because that's a very far run to go. So I decided that I'll go and do the Arceus library and try and get my favor and go ahead and get magic experience from these books. I've turned in quite a few books already. Let me just quickly redeem these books for magic experience and we'll see how far we get. The initial books didn't really give me a lot of experience at first, but that was the first batch there, 10,000. I think going forward I'm going to get a lot more experience, so we went from level 1 to 27 just in that half inventory. I'm going to do maybe 1 or 2 more inventory fill-ups, and then we'll see how close we get. I think I'm going to go for close like level 60, and then we'll move on from there. Alright, here we go with 22 more books here. I'm going to put them all on magic again. Let's see where we end up. I'm starting at level 27 magic. Last book here, and that's going to get me all the way up from 27 to level 43. I have 2 more books that I need to turn in and I'll get 100%, so I'll do that, and then I'm going to go and change my spell book and see what levels I need for all of the teleports, and then we'll go from there. Okay, 2 more books turned in there. I will gather this experience, and I'm also going to claim all of my points as well. I haven't claimed any since I started this little task here. So we're starting at 690 points, finish that up, and 44 magic. Go in here, claim the points, and only 100 points. I got 20 magic, 40 magic, 100% favor in this house, and then I also got the turn 1 book in and turn 25 books in. So 100 points closer to our next relic. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the first progress video here. We made it about halfway up to our second relic, so we'll have that in our next episode. Then we'll also start working on Slayer a little bit more, and then just generally just trying to get some total levels and get as many league points as possible. I think that's the name of the game until you get to maybe your 3rd or 4th relic, and then you can start really focusing on your objectives. Stay tuned for episode 2 shortly.